Hey there everyone, Meteorologist Carly Smith here. We're getting ready for the weekend. We are talking live. Our volume seems to be working, so we're all good to go. So what you need to know about the forecast is that we've got some rain showers in the area. We've got some drizzle in the area. That's going to be with us through Friday late afternoon into the evening hours. We could still have some drizzle for the art walk tonight, but as we look ahead to Saturday and Sunday, things are looking much drier in terms of less rain. We'll talk about why coming up, but this is our current radar imagery now at 10:21. Thank you all for joining. Let me know if you have any questions or specific events you want to know about. We will show the forecast for the entire coastal bend as well. Also, I know Rock and Roll Marathon taking place in San Antonio, so a lot happening. But first of all, we've got the rain showers, so you're seeing that. Additionally, we've got some pretty dense fog along our coastline. So the National Weather Service has actually extended our dense fog advisory to last until noon. And so let me find that graphic. That dense fog advisory is right along the coast for coastal water in our bays such as Baffin Bay, Corpus Christi Bay, the Laguna Madre, Nueces Bay, Copano Bay, as well as Aransas Bay, and then into San Antonio Bay and Matagorda Bay. So all of those areas are under the dense fog advisory. That at the top corner says until, oh, you're not seeing the graphics because I didn't pull them up. Anyway, up in the top corner, it says until 9 a.m. That is actually going to be now until noon. So the dense fog advisory is now, here we have it. It was updated at 10:08. Dense fog advisory now going on until noon. So that's the latest updates in the forecast. When it comes to fog, here's our futurecast model that keeps it along the coast, drifting a little bit offshore as the cold front actually drifts offshore. So we should see less fog heading into the night and early Saturday morning, but I will say there is still a chance for some sea fog, especially Saturday morning. I don't see fog Sunday, and we'll talk about why coming up. But while we're at the coast, don't forget, y'all, for anyone that doesn't routinely watch First Edition, but you watch these live updates, we do a segment called Color the Weather. This was a fun wave piece of artwork showing off a really big wave and some rain, which is kind of the forecast that we've got going on by Owen. This is just so fun to talk about and show off, but also we've got some pretty big waves out there. 7 foot is being registered at our buoy right now, and additionally closer to the coast, about 4 foot waves showing up. Pretty steep action out there. It is a little messy, but our winds are much lighter today than they were yesterday, so that is going to help clear conditions out for marine activity heading into the weekend. So this is the future cast. Let me find the current winds. So along the coast, we're having pretty much a downshore wind from Port Aransas to the Naval Air Station in Corpus Christi. That's light. It's about 10 miles per hour. That's a little breezy, but that's pretty light for us, right? Anyway, let's talk about the waves, because I'm always interested in what they're doing, especially over the weekend. So I can make plans maybe to surf or to whatever. But right now, low pressure going to kind of form, and that's what's going to pull the rain away with it as we head into our Saturday. But with that low forming, I expect the waves to continue to be closer to 4 foot along our coastline today. Still northeast and breezy into the afternoon. Lighter winds with the hope of some westerly kind of offshore winds heading into Saturday, especially Saturday morning with that coastal low. Well, we may have more north winds, but once the low pulls further away, we get those westerly winds trying to show up. This wind is specific at Port Aransas in the forecast, so those westerly winds could make for some really nice conditions, but it will also work to start to flatten our waves out because we do tend to have wind-driven waves, and as that low gets further away, we'll have less swell action, and so the waves will probably start to have a little bit less push. But we're still looking at periods about 7 seconds, 2 to 4 foot waves during the day on Saturday, looking like some really clean conditions. Then on Sunday, as I mentioned, waves start to flatten out. out. We get closer to 2-foot waves probably on Sunday, and then Monday conditions go pretty flat. Our onshore flow starts to return, but we keep lighter winds as well. Next hope for waves comes toward the end of next week. So, ooh, look at Sunday. We start to see the teal returning, but that's a ways out. So for your weekend plans, if you do have plans to head to the beach, I believe I updated this. Yes, so Packery Channel, we're talking water temperatures are in the 60s, so they're 64. Wind is, it's going to be fairly cloudy over the weekend. We may get some breaks in the clouds on your Saturday, but winds will be out of the northwest and then the north, relatively light both days. 2 to 4 feet, 2 to 4 feet on Saturday, closer to 2 foot, maybe lowering into Sunday. So pretty great forecast there. Low rip risk, low UV index with the cloud coverage still in place. So yeah, here's the breakdown now on Futurecast. Let's see, we've got some comments, y'all. Yeah, we're going to have a nice weekend. Hey, Rosa. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Martin. Good morning. Happy holidays, too. Any chance of some sun? Yeah, there's a chance. We'll talk about it here on Futurecast. Patricia, happy holidays as well. Panhandle activity. Hi. Is it going to rain today? Yeah, we've got rain showers in the area. We've got drizzle in the area. If you walk out, especially if you're driving your car, you're likely going to notice some sort of moisture on your windshield. But as far as today goes, here's our rain, mostly along the coast. So if you live further inland, you may not see as much rain. It may be more of that drizzly activity, but along the coast, we're going to see that right up until the evening. Could still have some drizzle, especially in the low levels of the atmosphere. Radar Futurecast doesn't do a great job of picking that up when I looked at the models that highlight our atmospheric profile. Our dew point's still really close to our temperature heading into this evening, so especially if our winds lighten and we get the stratus to lower, it does look like we'll have some drizzle or at least some kind of fog mist trying to develop there. So is the rain happening? It is happening. It's very light, so we've got rain on the radar. You missed, I guess I might not have shown the radar, but if you're just joining, let's see. This is our rain total since midnight, which is probably going to be trace, so it might show up as 0. Yeah, Kingsville, 1/10 of an inch. Corpus Christi, we've definitely seen a trace of rain, and we're definitely getting some rain reflecting on our radar, but it's very light. So we're not getting downpours, we're not getting any heavy rain, but there's this nice cluster of rain. It is moving over our windmills, so that's probably enhancing it a little bit on the radar, but that's moving into Corpus Christi now. So if you're asking where's the rain in Corpus, it's coming. We've had drizzle in the area. We've got some decent rain right into along 281 as well. So this is where the rain is, and this is where I expect the rain to continue, mostly along the coast. That's going to be as the front continues to push offshore, stalls out, and then begins to move out as we head into Saturday. So I don't see as much rain on Saturday. Saturday is a day where there's some hope for some sun to peek through, but it's not going to be a lot, unfortunately. And then as we continue, we still see some decent cloud activity going on. So I've also got this long range forecast that we can look at. So it's loading. Cue Jeopardy, right? Anyway, here we have it. So here's the long range forecast. If you're headed towards San Antonio, they should start to see some sunshine later on today. Then the clouds are going to hang out along the coast because of the stationary front. We also have some good flow coming up out of the Pacific where there's a lot of activity over the ocean. That flow is coming up over Mexico and into the coastal bend. So essentially, we are not seeing, I want this to clear back out. So essentially, We are not seeing a lot of hope for sunshine. Saturday, there's a little bit of hope, mostly in the afternoon, for some sun peeking through, but it's not going to be completely sunny. We're still really cloudy into next week, dreary into next week. The next front, this is a bit of a question mark. If you watched First Edition, I talked about it during the 6:30 half hour. What this front looks like it will do is move our clouds out. What I'm not sure it's going to do is really drop temperatures a lot, and it's only going to briefly move the clouds out. We get dreary conditions returning for the end of next week, it looks like. And this really honestly is kind of an El Nino pattern. That's why we stay a little damp, a little wetter than expected, because we're getting a lot of flow coming up out of the southwest and the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's just going to continue to be pumping in the area. So, I wanted to look at the water vapor. Yeah, so this is from goes east, so it's not showing the west coast very well, but you can see that line. Here we go. This is a good, nope. Maybe this one has it. There we go. So here we have it. We're just kind of stuck. So in the summer, we were stuck in a heat bubble. Now in the winter, we're stuck in this trough that just like will not go away. And so this trough is essentially continuing to pull up moisture in the mid to upper levels of our atmosphere right over South Texas. And so we're going to stay pretty cloudy as long as this is the pattern that we're going to be seeing. And really, there's some hope for some breaks, but this moisture stream is holding on pretty steady. We could get a little cutoff low that tries to develop there Tuesday. That would be what keeps that cold front. So there's the cold front that's expected Tuesday into Wednesday. It is going to move in, but the greater forcing, the colder air is going to be just to our east into portions of Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia. Those areas are going to see the colder plunge. I don't think our temperatures are going to fall very much, especially what we have going on right here is going to be a cutoff low in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's going to continue to help bring up that moist, humid, warm air into our area and fight against the next cold front that's going to move through. So really, it looks like we continue to have that upper level moisture kind of stuck in our area. This is an interesting feature to be watching in next week. So December 10th, we'll see if this cutoff low over Southern California plays out. Another El Nino feature bringing rain to California and much of the South and Southwest as we are looking way ahead. So this is December 10th again, and this would be heading into the following week. So this is a way out forecast that has very little confidence in playing out, but if it did, that would be a feature to watch. Could bring cooler air and some moisture and rain into our area. So that would be the week of the 11th. Anyway, that's just some extra fun facts for anybody that joins these lives. Back to our weather. What we have going on is that low stalling out, pushing up to the north. We still could have a few rain showers overnight Saturday. Chance for some sun peeking through Saturday before we stay in a gloomy pattern. There is a front that tries to push through Tuesday into Wednesday, that would clear our skies out, let us get some sunshine before the cloud coverage does look to return heading into the following weekend. So that's basically your forecast in a nutshell. Once again, for the weekend, mid-70s, seasonal, a few showers early. Sunday is going to be drier. So we are going to see dew points. So I want to show you guys this. So we have a front that's stalled in our area right now, but there's kind of a secondary front that's also going to try to work its way through behind that system to our north. That is going to bring much drier air into the region. So here it comes in. You see the dry air. So we've got a lot of moisture, a lot of humidity today and into Saturday. But Sunday, that drier air comes in, and so that's going to help us feel cooler overnight. It's not going to be dry enough. This is at the surface specifically, and so it'll feel nicer, it'll feel less humid, but we're still expecting some cloud coverage Sunday into Monday because it's not working its way through all levels of the atmosphere. We still have that southwest flow in place, but it is going to feel different, and it is going to be colder as you're headed out the door in the morning because as our dew points are lower, our temperatures are allowed to get lower. So the dry air is a little delayed behind this front because there's kind of a secondary front that's going to move through, it looks like Sunday, and that will help shake up our weather a little bit, but not a lot. We stay on the drier side until we get to Tuesday when that kind of cutoff low that I was mentioning starts to bring more moisture back in the area, and it does look like we stay on the humid side. So I've got this muggy meter to show you before I show you the 7-day, and on this muggy meter you'll see the drier air Sunday and Monday, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we're back kind of borderline humid. So that's something to look forward to. The weekend overall not bad, but seasonal to a little bit above normal. Our normal high, by the way, is 72 degrees. We've got light wind, which will be great for fishing. Also, you don't have to worry too much about a sunburn, but of course you could still get sunburn on cloudy days, so keep that in mind. It will be a little drier Sunday into Monday, then a little cooler Tuesday with a few showers. Or a little cooler should be on Wednesday, actually. Those should be flipped. I don't know how they got flipped, but a few showers on Tuesday, a little cooler on Wednesday. So that's what I've got going on. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to end this live. Okay, Larry, that's an interesting comment. I do read them. Thanks for watching. I have more fun on other lives. The weather is kind of boring right now, and it's Friday, and I'm excited for the weekend, and I hope you are too. Otherwise, that's all I got. I don't have anything else to give on this Friday. So anyway, signing off.